You ever open a front door and realize you're walking straight into a mess you never signed up for? Yeah, that's how it felt the day I moved into my Grandma Ray's old bungalow, except instead of the happy homecoming I'd pictured, what hit me was a mouthful of drywall dust and this weird creeping dread. I just worked my second to last shift at the auto shop when this lawyer with hair like a frozen soft serve called telling me Grandma left the house to me free and clear, didn't even have to fight the family for it, nobody else wanted it, said it was too dated, too far from anything, but I wanted it because every memory I care about smelled like cinnamon bread and honeysuckle vines curling around that porch rail. So I packed my life, hitched up a trailer and rolled in just after sunrise, feeling like maybe, just maybe, life was about to get a little easier for once. But the first person I met wasn't a neighbor handing over a pie, it was a woman in a blinding pink visor striding toward me waving a clipboard like she was about to start roll call at a prison camp. She blocked the porch, planted herself right there and went, "I'm Rhonda, board president of the HOA, you can't be here." I laughed honestly, thinking she meant the curb or something, told her, "Hey, I own the place, see the sold sign." Didn't want to say inherit to a stranger, but she didn't blink, just said property was declared abandoned, there's an eviction recorded. I had to spell it out, my grandmother passed away, I'm her only heir, it's all legal, probate's done. She just tapped her clipboard and fired back, "You need board approval before you take up residence or you're trespassing under our bylaws." Only sound was the ceases in my truck idling, even my rescue mutt Juniper whimpered, picking up the vibe. I lifted my stack of certified documents. "Will court order deed transfer," told her, "these outweigh your bylaws." Polite but dead serious. Kendra, my lawyer friend, prepped me for this moment. Rhonda's nostrils flared, she spun on her spotless sneakers, and I thought, well, that's the end of that. Spoiler alert, it was not the end. 30 minutes later, 2 arms deep in boxes, I hear sirens loud enough to rattle the windows. I step outside and here comes a police cruiser, light spinning, siren off now, but still it's like a bullhorn in a chapel. There's Rhonda waving the officer over, yelling, "He broke in, he's occupying illegally. Our last owner was forcibly removed." The cop, looking more like a guy you'd see at the county fair than in an interrogation room, strolls up the porch. "Possible unlawful entry." I hand him my folder, 1 page at a time so he doesn't feel ambushed. "Deed probate." "Well," he looks at Rhonda, "do you have proof of an active eviction order?" She just flaps her clipboard, says they recorded a lien for unpaid dues. "A lien isn't an eviction," I say like Kendra drilled into me. "It's been paid." I point at the release. The officer's eyebrows shoot up. "Looks like he's good, ma'am." He turns to me a little sheepish. "Mind if I look around?" I let him in. "No busted locks, nothing out of place, just lemon polish and dust." He nods, says it's a civil matter, and walks Rhonda down the steps. I think that's it. It's not by sundown. Every box is inside and I'm hunting for the coffee maker when there's a pounding at the door, a real pounding, not a neighborly knock. Through the peephole I spot 3 of them, Rhonda, a mountain and a polo Trent, and a petite woman with a purse that could pay off my student loans. Melody, all of them rocking teal lanyards with an acorn logo. I open the door a crack. Rhonda launches in, "We're fining you $200 a day for unauthorized occupancy." I blink. "Didn't we clear this up with the police?" She snaps, "That officer doesn't interpret covenants. Section 8, paragraph 12. You didn't submit an occupancy application. That's $500 more." I'm like, "Wait, $700 total?" "Nope. Per day." Trent rumbles. I say, "Look, I'll follow valid rules, but I'm not paying maid UP fines, deliver notices, and writing certified mail." Melody wrinkles her nose at certified. Like I said, mold. They promise their counsel will review. I promise to tell my attorney Kendra, who's really just my friend with a mean email game. They leave and I double lock everything. That night, 2 o'clock a.m. Juniper's growling at the fence. There's a shadow in the alley. Phone flashes, strobing, someone snapping pictures of my house. "Can I help you?" I call. They vanish. I don't sleep much next week. My mailbox starts birthing envelopes, every single one with that acorn logo, every single one demanding fines, now totaling $400 plus late fees. They even claim I owe 7 years of back dues from when Grandma was sick, even though her bank shows autodrafts every quarter. I haul the stack to Kendra. She scans, listens, says there's a playbook. Some HOAs rack up so many fines that heirs give up and sell cheap, then board members' friends buy low, flip, and split the profit. She grins. Let's remind them the law has teeth, but first let's have a little fun. She drafts a letter, cites the Fair Debt Collection Act, state WA statutes, even calls out misuse of 911. She requests 5 years of financial records per transparency laws. Won't they stonewall? I ask. Of course, that's where part 2 comes in. She hands me a form to transfer my membership, but I am a member, not until you're an owner in good standing. We'll pay the disputed dues, not the fines, into escrow that triggers your voting power. Now I'm grinning. So next HOA meeting I show up with my new friends, Mr. Hayes who grows roses like children, the Berry twins wrangling toddlers, Miss Lopez who bakes pies in bulk. Turns out everyone's got a horror story. Fines for wreaths up one day, too long threats over sidewalk chalk, Melody measuring grass at dawn. I invite them over and under strings of porch lights we spread our letters all with the same font, same signature. Rhonda totals range wildly, feels like they spin a wheel. Mr. Hayes jokes, Miss Lopez sighs, we'd need a miracle to win a vote. Miracles look a lot like math. I say we dig up the bylaws, proxy votes, anyone can solicit them if originals arrive 3 days before the meeting. I write to the rental owners, promise to cap dues and protect their interest, and Kendra sets up a neutral P.O. box for returns, 2 weeks of postage and most of my savings, but we get a stack. Meanwhile Rhonda escalates, code compliance shows up 3 times, paint chips a junk car, it's my pride and joy, even a complaint that Juniper's a goat. Inspectors leave shaking their heads. Then one morning sprinklers blast at 4 o'clock a.m. Control box is busted. I padlock, install cameras, and that night get footage of Melody, purse and all, screwdriver in hand. Instead of sending it to the HOA I send it to the cops. File a vandalism report, real criminal charge, not a fine. Badge numbers beat teal lanyards every time. 5 days before the annual meeting the board finally coughs up their record shoe box of crumpled receipts, missing ledgers, checks to cash signed by Rhonda. Memicom morale project $9, $800. Kendra nearly dances. Cash means a red flag for auditors. We prep binders, fine letters, police reports, financials. We print yellow proxy ballots. New slate. Me, Mr. Hayes, Miss Lopez, a quiet IT guy, Parker, who will digitize everything. Meeting night is like a championship game. School gym, folding chairs, half the town. Rhonda runs the agenda, voice votes like always. Kendra raises a hand. We request a credentials report and proxy count. Rhonda's jaw tightens, but the bylaws back us up. I move to elect a credentials committee. Mr. Hayes seconds, Miss Lopez third. Crowd shouts vote. We win the motion. 3 volunteers count proxies, turquoise the boards and yellow ours. Ours when they finish. A grandma in steel glasses reads 18 valid proxies for the board, 42 for us plus 31 members present. Some proxies are invalid, no signatures, wrong dates. Ours notarized and bulletproof. Rhonda Pale's secret ballot. Our slate wins 70-19 at 9:42 p.m. I become president. Trent storms out. Melody follows. Rhonda just stares at the acorn centerpiece. My first motion, suspend all pending fines, authorize an audit. The gym erupts, but you know the story is not over when the applause dies. Next morning Trent dumps a mountain of gravel in my driveway. Maintenance delivery $1, $200. Do I film him? Call the cops. Parker's cameras catch the dump truck's plate registered to Trent's landscaping firm. He pays $900 to shovel it all back and gets a citation. Marigolds look rough but they survive. Audit week, the firm uncovers $87,000 misappropriated over 4 years. Checks to Sunshine Consulting. Melody's P.O. box receipts for hospitality suites. Code for Rhonda's bakery runs. Kendra's public records request uncovers an email. Rhonda promised 6 lots including mine to a developer for $35,000 once title clouds were cleared. That's why she wanted us gone. Special meeting, standing room only. We present the audit, show the missing funds, developer emails, even the bogus 911 fine. Yes, the city billed the HOA for $25 for Rhonda's little emergency stunt. Motion passes to sue for restitution, refer evidence for criminal charges and lien properties if necessary. Melody yells, you can't lien my house. Miss Lopez deadpans, you signed every check, dear. Meeting adjourned. 2 days later sheriff's deputy serves Rhonda a lawsuit and restraining order. She moves out that afternoon. Melody gets a vandalism charge. Trent's business gets flagged for unpaid taxes and a dead contractor's license. Karma is not subtle. Turns out the sweetest revenge wasn't money, it was watching the neighborhood come alive. Parker builds an HOA website, real-time budgets, event calendars, complaint portal. 40 people show up for the first work party. We repaint the pool deck, fix swings, mulch flower beds. That night, sitting on the porch swing with Leah, a childhood friend, we watch kids play and ceases sing. She says, you turned this place around. I say, nah, we did. The developer comes back, of course, tries to rezone land by the creek. We organize data, photos, traffic studies. Fire marshal reports 30 of us in matching shirts at the zoning hearing. We keep it factual. The commission votes, motion fails 6-1. Leah jokes, ever thought about city council? I laugh, but she's serious. By spring I'm running and somehow I win. 2 years after Rhonda's 911 stunt, the police chief takes me on a ride along past my house. Dogwood blooming, porch swing creaking. He asks, what changed everything? I tell him 2 proxies and neighbors who stopped being quiet. That's the lesson. So what do you think? Was it about the rules, the money, or something else entirely? Drop your take below. Let's hear your story of justice or chaos in the neighborhood.